Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you want to ace your next job interview, here are 5 tips to help you succeed. The first step is to prepare yourself by researching the company. I actually made this mistake in my first job interview where I prepared myself extensively, but I did not look up the company. So look through their website, their social media, what is their mission, what are their values, and most importantly, what's the company culture? Are they more easygoing or are they very formal? Based on these elements, you would know how to carry yourself and also if it's the right fit for you. Sometimes we have the right job description, but not necessarily the right company for us. You should also know what products and services the company offers and expand on how this is important to you. The second tip is to match your skills to the job. Try to find keywords on the job description that closely relate to your skill set. If, for instance, they're looking for a team player and you've already completed a successful team project at your previous company, that's something worth mentioning. Now, as much as it's important to talk about relevant skills, it's better to avoid mentioning irrelevant skills. So, for instance, if the job is an admin role, but you have management experience, you can always mention it, but not make that your focal point. The third tip is to prepare and rehearse your answers. There is nothing more important than rehearsing your interview. Now, obviously, you can get caught off guard with a question you haven't prepared for, but you can always use the material that you already have to redirect the answer. Now, this is what you should be taking away from this video, is to prepare yourself using the STAR method. This stands for situation, task, action, and results. Let's walk through it. So you begin by defining a situation that you were in. You give a clear description of the scenario so that the interviewer understands it. For instance, when I was working for this company, they didn't have a booklet that covered the workflow, so it made it very difficult to train new employees. This is the situation. Then we explain the exact task that we did. In this case, I was responsible for training new employees and suggested that I can create a booklet with the workflow. So I created a shared folder where everybody can have access to and make adjustments. Then comes the action. I got the approval and created the booklet and began working on the workflow. Now, as a follow-up, I held short weekly meetings with the staff in my department to make sure that the information is accurate. I also created a separate sheet where all the changes were reported. So here I'm explaining what I did, but also kind of showcasing the fact that I'm resourceful. Finally, the result. This is where we can explain the positive outcomes and the lessons learned. In my case, I would say that we now have a booklet that we're using and we hand it over to new employees. It makes the training process a lot easier. We regularly update it if the process changes, if there's a new software introduced. Now, the fourth tip is to present yourself professionally. You don't have to go overboard, especially if the dress code is smart casual, but it's always nice to be well-groomed, clean, wear clothes that aren't wrinkled, avoid clothes that have big logos, jeans. But it's also important to reflect this professionalism in your body language. Remain confident and speak clearly. Now, if you have to shake hands, give a firm, full handshake. When someone gives me a weak handshake or only holds the tip, I automatically distrust them. And in my experience, 9 times out of 10, people with weak handshakes are very unreliable. Other ways to convey confidence is to keep natural eye contact, keep a straight but relaxed posture. I'll be getting into more details on body language in another video, but confidence is definitely key. The last tip is to have questions prepared for the interviewer. So this is important for you to know the job conditions. Is it flexi time? What type of contract you have to sign? It's important to know everything, but be cautious when talking about the salary. You need to know how much they're willing to pay you, but you also need to know your worth. If you speak several languages, you have an undergraduate or graduate degree, you can normally ask for a higher salary or be considered overqualified. Either way, it's always important to ask about the next steps and be sure to thank your interviewer for their time. Expressing gratitude closes the interview on a positive note and leaves a really good impression. I hope that these tips were helpful If they have, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, as I will be giving out more videos related to communication, sustainability, and culture. Thank you. Bye.